Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tree Chanel from Black Atmosphere and Company's Mental Health Space. Welcome to our living room couch, where you can sit down, take a seat, watch television. As you pass that remote control, you are in control of your destiny and your life. So I want you to feel as comfortable as you need to. Kick up your heels, grab some popcorn, and chill out and relax. So in our space, we want to say Happy New Year. Hope that this year brings you nothing but love, prosperity, and may your dreams come into fruition of what you have been working so hard for. So as we proceed, I just want to let everyone know that Black Atmosphere and Company is not a healthcare professional. We are simply here to provide a safe space for you to voice your opinion and the things that you need to get off of your chest or mentally off your head, because it's super important to have a space where you can go and talk about the things that have been bothering you and try to find better solutions for our mental health and really get to the bottom of what is triggering, what is happening in our space, because we sometimes don't always need to hear the ball dribble as we are in our thoughts and feel like bombs over Baghdad is constantly at us. We are not at war with ourselves. We are at war with people that hate on groups, specific groups. And I don't understand if people don't like the way we speak about it. We're speaking our truths. And we're speaking for a lot of people that are in this space that don't know how to articulate it, or just maybe afraid to articulate it because they're afraid of other people judging them. This is a no judge zone. So we lay it all out in the open. And no matter what that may look like for you or someone else, we are not here to, we're just not here to point fingers at why it happened. We just really want to have better solutions and better spaces for people suffering in silence. And when you have that remote control, when you're here as a guest, we want you to be able to control your destiny, your life, your love, of what you want to accomplish. So today, we're speaking about decluttering your life. There's a lot of things you need to cut energy cords off on that you have not. You've been beating around the bush. Well, today, it is that time to let those things go that no longer serve you, but you've been trying to hold on, and you've been holding on by a thread. And sometimes you may feel like a puppet master or a puppet in this space. We don't need that. So cut those cords, get your clippers, and let's get to cutting. Declutter, declutter, declutter. I don't care if that's in a relationship, partnership. You know, you don't need to be there. Whether you're making $5 billion, you have to, or $100. Your sanity is way more important than to keep making the same mistakes in a space you don't need to be in. You know, that's not your vibe. That's no longer your tribe. And it's not that you're switching up. You're growing. You're allowed to grow as women and as men. A lot of Black men may feel like they continue to have to be in this space as young boys and can't really become the man that they need to be. Maybe especially in their careers, because the way society has placed on Black men and all of these stigmas, rules, regulations, and policies, we just can't have it. And, no matter what you identify with, it's definitely time for you to speak your truths. And how are we going to allow for a system to constantly hold us down? That's not happening. As a Black woman, I'm not going to allow it in my space for Black Atmosphere and Company and the things that I'm building with my tribe. No, you will. Everything has consequences, and we just really, need to know what those consequences are. But if these are rules and regulations of things that we are not living by, we don't need to live by, don't get caught up in the hype. And a lot of people do. And they try to put that bear rail in your mouth. Well, honey, we're going to make sure that you don't ever try to silence our people ever again. So declutter those relationships. And really have a conversation with people that and let them know you've outgrown it. It's nothing personal, but now we have to make arrangements to remove these cords and go our separate way. Some things has to be spoken, and you can't keep having people in your space and you're dragging them along because you're afraid to let go. Letting go is like a breakup. Whether it's your girl, your guy, and you know that relationship has hindered you from living your life, whether that's finding the relationship of settling down, bad boys for life. There are certain men that want to be players for the rest of their life, and they're miserable, and they like, I need a partner. Oh, somebody I can love publicly. I'm not trying to love you, dog, and privately. Like, no. Like, you really gotta check yourself. And there's so many people that is in this space. Like, I just refuse to allow myself to ever get stuck. I don't give a damn how much money I make or what the circumstances are. I refuse to not let that ish bring me to a space I know I am not meant to live in. Honey, you played yourself. Don't ever play yourself because of disappointing your crew. Because your happiness matter. I'm sure if it came down to it, what they gonna pick? They're gonna pick themselves, right? So I suggest for 2023, you start picking yourself. And you start really saying, I'm loving me. And I'm going to build the life that I want to in my healing. Because there are a lot of people that are in their healing journeys. Some further than others. We're all on different time zones, different journeys in our life. But when you can find someone that you can be yourself with and they don't hold it against you, you really need to really look at that. But that decluttering of those energy cords that aren't serving you, please let it go. And now I want you to really write down 10 things that you feel that have been holding you back in your space. I want you to write it right now. So we're going to pause it and I'm going to give you time. All right. Now that you've wrote down these 10 things that you feel have been keeping you stagnant in your life, next, how do you plan on making a plan to actually get past those 10 things? Now it's time to make a plan. It's time to strategize. Anything you do in life, you have to have strategy. And get it out of your mind. Begin to write it down and start using, whether it's a spreadsheet, and build it. You have to write it down and organize it. Organization will really help you decluttering your thoughts. I too have struggled with that all 2022. That was one of my biggest things I was freaking dealing with, is unorganization, because I had went through so much mentally and I lost my routine on what I was doing. I couldn't even remember what I was doing. So in my daily life, like, I really had to think, like, there was no day that I went through daily trying to figure out what the hell was I doing before all of this really hit. I had such a hard time. And then I said, it's just time to create new. Now, creating new can be so scary for people, depending on if you're always in a routine of, I got to go to the gym at 5 o'clock. I got to eat at 8. Squash the routine. Like, there's okay. I think that's why I was in such a crazy space, because I never want to get caught up in living a boring life of, I got to be at this place 5 a.m. and having that. That can make for, great places and, when you get into the bag, but you don't have to get to the bag in a boring way of a routine that is not fit for you. You make your schedule every day. Whatever that needs to be, you rework it and make that motherfucker the best life of your life. You get one life. Live it. I see so many people get caught up in these routines. I think that's what scared the shit out of me, you guys. I'm not even gonna hold you. It scared me. Like, I don't ever want to get in that life and I'm unfulfilled. And I see that so much. So I'm not saying I'm living out on a whim. Hell no. But I'm not going to get caught up in that where that has consumed my whole life. I refuse. And I don't care what anybody says about it. I'm not going to change that for anyone. So even when I get kids or a husband, we're going to make sure we're able to live a flexible lifestyle where we don't get too caught up in our work and not create time for ourselves and our family. It's just super important. So I say, if you create a routine, create one that's flexible and it's not dreadful. So I commend you if you do. No shade to you, but that's not the life for me because I'm a free spirited for sure. Live life. So as you begin to declutter your relationships, your schedule, I really want you to think like this schedule is not beneficial for me anymore, and that's okay. I'm just trying to really get people to look at their life and where they feel like it's unfulfilled. I know for me, it's having a partner that is going to understand my lifestyle, or having, children with this person and we be able to travel, still have our lifestyles of our career, because we're pretty busy people, entrepreneurs, and I'm not even in that space anymore. So I'm going to let people know I have not been working in this space because I've taken time out of my life to heal myself. So it's been really interesting to not have the routine in life that I used to have, because I couldn't. If I want those things of a family, a husband, I gotta really know what's happening with my body, and my mind, because I still need these things. You gotta put yourself first, put your health first, because health is wealth. And I'm seeing a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people lose their lives. We're seeing people move drastically. It's like people are dropping like flies. And I'm like, no. But we have all this medicine and technology, but we're dying more younger than ever. That's not to scare anybody. That's really for us to really understand mentally and like physically. We got to really take a hold of our lives. We got to take control of our lives, because there have been far too many people that had say so over our pockets and the way we live in our households. And I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. If you don't believe it, I'm not here to, convince you. If you know. I'm just here to really say about my people and the struggles that we have been through over hundreds of years. I'm not singing those songs. I'm not marching. I'm not doing any of those things that have not worked. Yeah, we got the history. We know the story. But what about doing more than just surviving, doing more than just, being a part of history, and not giving, but the things that we have earned and we have worked hard for, that they constantly want to pawn us over. This is chess, and they want to keep playing it with you. So you got to know, I'm not getting locked out. Anything that I have built and in my space for myself and my family. So you really got to say, I'm taking charge. I'm taking charge of my ship, because I'm not letting it sink for no one. Like you got to train your household. You got to have policies in your household. So in your declutter, make infrastructures for your family. It's super important. Don't slip on that. Don't take that lightly. I pray to God that, He allows me to do this. You really definitely got to just stay prayed up, and this is something that I don't want us to have the fear that they're constantly want us to have. Look at COVID. I didn't leave my house at all. because I was so afraid of catching this virus. And I mean, I'm very cautious. But it's like, damn, why do we have to live in this space where they're constantly putting fear down our throats? And people become mum. People become silent and play the game and because of their life. But you're not winning. Because if you were, you would be happy. You're not even happy. Constantly staying medicated, and not even aware of your intellect. It's numb. Your third eye has calluses. I mean, it's a war within ourselves. And when you really just say, you know what, enough is enough, that's what you get. So I hope, as you write down those 10 steps and what is causing it, you begin to chip away and really place things on where they need to be. Make your top 3 priorities. You cannot do everything in a day. Just make 3 things your top priorities for the week, each week. And you will start to really see a change in your life. Yes. In our journal for Black Atmosphere Company, we have financial planners that have these things that you can write it down and keep track each week. Of course, you're going to have goals, but like 3 top priorities. You see what I'm saying? 3 things that are going to take more than a day. There's things that take a week, months, years to do. So you got to keep rolling it over. Don't let it die. And I think that was one of my issues, is like I had so much I wanted to do and I wasn't even able to complete anything that I was trying to do because of my mental health just kept stopping me. It was like stop and go, stop and go. And you're going to have that. And I had to really learn that this is not a race. It's not a freaking race. It's not going to happen when you want it to happen. It's when God is going to say, okay, it's time. Okay, you're ready. And you have to put that through your head, So you have to run your course, because I don't even look at it as a race or a marathon. Some people would say that, of course, but my life is delicate. My life has meaning. My life is not a game. My life, I am not allowing other people to dictate how my future or my present will be for my health and my wealth building. Because we've allowed that. And a lot of people may not want to admit it. No, there's things that's set in place that will constantly redline you. Shout out to Oasis Build. Like, I went to one of the town halls with them and they were speaking on this. This is not a secret. And like the gentrification that's happening, we just have to be honest. So in your declutter, next, after you've done that, you wrote the list, look through your phone. Really look through your phone and begin to organize all of those pictures, apps. Get rid of the apps that you're not even using and you're paying for. Like, people are spending way too much money on things they aren't using. I can't tell you how to spend, but if you want to build wealth and you want to get out of debt, you got to look at what you're spending your money on. So make sure you're looking at your statements and see, where does all of your money go? And how can you control that a little bit better in your savings? Because I know looking through those phones is not the easiest. You have pictures of yourself. Oh my God, duplicates of yourself. So many random nights that you had. I want you to start making folders of them. Even if you have an Apple, iPhone, iCloud, a lot of those things get deleted once that phone is gone. So I had to learn the hard way. My Instagram, Tree Chanel, was deleted. And it was a lot of the things that I had done, like in my career, that I did not have pictures of on a backup. That taught me right there that I need to start taking serious about pictures, because you can't get those memories back. So those are serving purposes of creating more memories. And that's what 2023, I want to create more memories and to have more spaces of traveling with my family and my friends, something I have not done in a while, because it's created a fear in myself. And I have to get over that fear, but one step at a time. You got to crawl before you walk. But I am aware. So I want you to start making folders of your pictures, whether it's family photos, start making a folder for it. Selfies, information, whether it's like inspiration, make a folder for it. Everything, start organizing it in your computer, in your phone. Delete things that you don't need in your phone. Decluttering your phone, especially if you work off of your phone, you design from your phone. That right there is going to open up more space. You don't have enough storage or space in your phone, and that's what your life feels like. You don't have enough space or room to breathe, to grow. So just having those little simple steps that you need to take place, you will begin to have more room to do more things in your life. This is a metaphor, but it's really true. And how do I know? Because I've had to live it. And I've asked other people about that. Unorganized spaces create chaos. And sometimes it makes for great art, great things of, telling your story. Because I know that, especially if you've been working hard, if you've been doing it for over a decade, 5 years, whatever the case may be, you want to hold on to these memories, because there are people or things that are no longer in your life that you have come in contact with. I really had to step my game up and step up what I was doing, because I had finally realized how important my pictures, my videos were to me, and how somebody can come in and try to delete your life or erase your history. Because that's what has been happening to African Americans since the beginning of time, and why our history has not been taught or explained correctly. Because we've allowed other people to try to paint our pictures for us. No. This madness has got to stop. So I'm telling you to start really looking at that, so it's not the case for you and your family. You work hard, and especially in this industry, I know a lot of people have really fought. They're fighting for their lives. Hell, I feel like I'm fighting for my life every day. I believe Taraji, she was just speaking about that. Every day it just feels like she's fighting for her life. And she just, was just in tears. I felt her pain. I felt where she was coming from, and sometimes these crossroads can get the best of you. These borders can get the best of you, and you feel like you don't have an outlet or where you can go and really release those things that is trying to weigh you down mentally. A lot of that, we have to be mindful so it doesn't cause memory loss, Alzheimer's, and that's why I've been punching at it. You see my armor, for real, you got to. And unfortunately, the survival is there. And it's like, I'm tired of feeling like the fight situation. What happens when you're like, I know we've been in survival mode, and a lot of people have been in survival mode. Well, what happens when you're done with survival mode and you have to start getting your life back, and you're refusing to constantly live in that space? But you have to be trained, because at any given time, something, could just take a turn. And why do we always have to feel like that? Oh my God, because we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned for so long in our households, from our parents, even instilling fear of us when we try to go out and do things that they may have not ever thought about doing, and they automatically try to cast a spell or a GC over it. You have to rebuke it. Like I'm telling people, because there's been so many people that have tried to speak ill will over my life, and I didn't realize that was what was happening. When I wanted to do something, I tell them, oh, and then they come with a negative, they come with a negative thought about it. No, I didn't tell you this for you to give negative feedback. I told you this because, I want you to, what I'm saying? I don't even want you to congratulate me. I'm just telling you because, man, this is what's about to go down in my life. And you want to be able to share that with people. But sometimes you can't even share it with the people that's in your household. But you got to find people that you can, because that is not a way to live. And if you are living it that way, you have to find a group where you can. Because, no, you should not be like, well, you shouldn't tell everybody your business. No, we're not saying that. But you should be able to tell people so they can know how you're moving in case something go down, and how we need to maneuver. If we do need to pivot, if we do need to implement. Because teamwork is important. It does make the dream work. I don't care what nobody say. Because if you don't have a team, you can't execute how you want to, especially if you have multiple plays and multiple levels that you're trying to reach or get to. So this is a part of the decluttering and organizing these things so you can make them happen for you and the people around you. Honey, making smarter plays in this stage of our lives is more important than ever, because as you can see how it's going, it's like, we're being stripped from everything that we've built, and of course, a lot of people may say you got to destroy before you rebuild. No, that's not always the case. You do not have to do that, especially if you've already taken the time to rebuild yourself and your space. No, you are not going to keep trying to destroy that person because they've already put in the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? No, we just going to keep adding value. If you keep trying to subtract from me, every time I put into my pot, I got to dismiss you. I got to remove you. And I cannot let you in. I don't care who you are. And I want you to feel that same way. And there's no hard feelings. It's just, you're no good for me. And the space that I built and the life that I built for myself and my future family. And I need for us, I'm working for fulfillment of myself, in my spiritual, my physical, my mental, my financial, all of those things are the 8 pillars. I'm working to add value, and whatever needs to be subtracted, hey, that's the part of the decluttering. We're subtracting the things that needs to be decluttered out of our lives. So I know it's not going to be easy, but those 10 things are going to help you get there, and how you want to make that plan on the declutteration. I don't even know if that was a word, but hey, that's how it's going down here, you guys. So I hope that in this new year, it is bringing you clarity. It is bringing you reciprocity. It is bringing you the things that is missing in your 23 season. Okay? You deserve it. You've been working hard. I know I deserve it, and I've been working hard. I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything. But when you put in that work, and especially God's work, you know what I'm saying? You just talk to Him. If you ever feel like there's something missing, talk to Him, and He will help fill those voids in that gap, or whatever it is that you feel like you may be missing for your growth, and sometimes you just got to get out of your environment. And that's something that I'm working on, removing myself from my old environment and going into a new environment with a different mindset. So that's in 2023. That's really what I want to do, is get into a new environment, a new space, so I can be one with myself and the things that I want to do in my life, and no one telling me how to do it, because I'm a specific type of person, and I don't do not even rules very well. It's just when you know what works for you and you're sitting here trying to tell me what's going to work for me. That's the problem. And that's the disconnect that some of us may have in this world. So I hope that in your mental space, you're decluttering the noise, you're decluttering all of the things that no longer serve you in relationships, even in your job. Whatever it is, it's time for you to face it. It's time for you to let it go. Be sure to clean out your house from head to toe. Clean out all of those things that no longer serve you. Because it is so important to have a sanctuary where it's clean, environment that you can think straight, you can journal, and it just feel like such a cozy space, that you have, not just, it's comfortable and complacent where I can't grow. No, make your household where you can continue to grow and elevate in that space. So write down those 10 things, and you guys be sure to follow us on Instagram, blackatmosphere.co, and our Facebook, Black Atmosphere CO. I'm looking forward to it. Happy New Year, you guys, and may you continue to have good health and wealth. Peace.